All right, I'm here at the waterfall again, and this time I brought some real bait, some big reds, and I'm going to see if I can actually catch something this time. I think the last couple of times I was here, I really didn't catch anything, and I was using gulp minnows. So maybe real bait will catch some fish. I'm going to use my same setup. Got a trout magnet, jig head, and a little bitty bobber. I'm going to put, I don't know, half a worm on here maybe, and drop it in the water. And of course someone has to start mowing their lawn. But there you go. I think I've had these worms maybe over a week now. And they're still looking really good. Right at the bank. I'm going to keep them. I'm going to use these guys as bait. Probably should grab my Ingle Live Well cooler and bring it down here. I left it in the truck, which isn't too terribly far away, but I want to keep these guys alive, but I'm going to use them as cut bait. But my trip, this is for a guided trip. My trip is a couple of days away. Gotta keep my worm too. So hey, it worked. A lot of real tiny ones right along the bank here. I think I need to cast out towards the underwater tree that's out there and see if there's some bigger ones hanging around it. Another small one from the same place. Ah, my camera's to the side too. Well, at least I'm finally catching some fish here. A lot of people fish this spot, so it is kind of fished out. Ow! Trying to get his freedom. Little bitty one. I'm going to keep him. Alright, don't fall. I may have to move if I keep catching these little ones. Whoa. Ah. That's not good. Well, oh, I got it out. But I broke my bobber in half. I guess I will toss this as is and see if anything bites. And if nothing bites, I might go to the store to Big Fish Outfitters and get another small bobber. I like using these small bobbers. Maybe I'll catch more without the bobber, who knows? That's the way my buddy Clint fishes his gulp minnows without a bobber. You know, I've been to similar places like this elsewhere, and I could literally throw a worm into the waterfall and catch a fish. But that's not happening here, and it's never actually happened here. So like I said, probably overfished. I'm going to move. Well, we got a little deja vu going on here. I'm back at this spot yet again. And they didn't have the trout magnet bobbers that I like to use. So I grabbed these little ones to give them a try. Hopefully they're buoyant enough to hold up the worm and the trout magnet head. The water is definitely more dingy now. There's mud in the water. And that's from some recent rains we had. That was the same problem at the waterfall. The rain had pretty much blown it out. It was all muddy. And there was a lot of water flowing through it too. Look how tiny that bobber is. Hope this works. If not, I might have to either go to Academy Sports or to my buddy Clint's house. He told me that he has some at his house. But I didn't want to drive all the way to his house to get some bobbers. Wow, I can barely enough gap there to put the line in. There we go. I might just leave it like that. That's really tiny. Alright, let's see if this holds this up. I have no idea if there's any fish here. It's holding it up. Once again, I pulled the green sunfish out of a rock. There are a lot of greenies up here. This guy is absolutely tiny. I'm not going to keep this guy. Way too small. Needs to grow up. There we go. That was a good sized one. Good luck, guys.
You too, bud.
I thought for sure I wasn't going to catch any more here. There we go, another bluegill. I'm going to put him in my bait tank in the truck. Another one came out of a rock. Plenty of green sunfish here. Now I could use this guy as cut bait or even as live bait, but I'm going to let him go. I don't want to keep any green sunfish. I'd rather have them grow and populate more. So, you know, whenever I go live bait fishing, I could have more green sunfish. Whoops. I'm just looking for bluegill to use as cut bait right now. Now I've got gizzard shad at home and I'm going to be chasing other bait in the next few days. So I just want to have a smorgasbord of bait when I take my guest out this Saturday, which is a dad and 3 kids. It's going to be a very, very interesting catfishing trip. Oh. And, yep. They took my bait. A lot of small ones. The big one I caught on a log that is off screen that you guys can't see. Playing with the little ones again. Got me a bunch of algae. This is definitely different than what it was last time. Water's less clear. I'm not seeing really anything going on. So I may have to give up on this adventure. But that's okay. I caught a couple of bluegill. I got a couple more days. Whoa. Is that a fish? No. I do have a couple more days to gather bait. Whoa! It was right there. Gotta love green sunfish. I actually like catching them. They're fun to catch. They hide in everything. Usually right at the bank. Well, yeah, I don't think I'm going to be catching any more big bluegill. So I think I'll go ahead and end this. I might go fishing this evening. I know a place that has something going on. It might be white bass, it might be skipjacks, but it's from the bank. And catching bait from the bank saves me a little bit of money because I don't have to get the boat out. And if I can get a bunch of bait, just bank fishing, then yeah, it's a big win, at least to me. But yeah, it was a nice day to be out and about. So yeah, and I probably need to get some worm bedding for these worms, because while I still got a bunch left and they are seemingly okay, they are drying out. They're not going to last too much longer. So I get them some food, some moisture, put them in my little worm box, and give them a better life than living in a little tub. Anyway, as always, I want to thank you for taking your time out of your day to actually watch my video. I really, really appreciate it. And yeah, just I guess wish me luck. I may record that. I don't know. I may record catching whatever it is at that other spot. I think it's white bass, and if it's white bass, I'll probably record. If it's skipjacks, I record skipjacks somewhere. There's going to be 30 people fishing for them. And it's the same lake as this lake. And I just want to say one fact about this lake. There's skipjacks here, but you can't, there's not enough to, commercial fish. Like, if you go on a skipjack hunting trip, you might catch up to 20 or 30 skipjacks if there's 2 or 3 of you. And that's not really commercially viable. You really want to get 200 skipjacks, which is what happens below dams. But if you're like me, have a trip every now and then using multiple baits, I can come here, catch 5 skipjacks, and be happy. Of course, if 1,000 people came here and started catching only 5 skipjacks for themselves, that would become a problem too. And they are spread out. I mean, you have to actually find them, and sometimes you just can't find them. I know, I've been there many times. That's a lot of gas to waste in a boat. Anyway, just stay tuned. Make sure you're subscribed to my channel, and thanks again for watching. I do hope to see you next time.